You wake up, same room, same routine, coffee, shower, the list of things you need to do today already forming in your mind. And somewhere beneath it all, there's this feeling, quiet but constant, trapped in this job that pays the bills but hollows you out, trapped in relationships that feel more like obligations than connections, trapped in a life that looks fine from the outside but feels somehow wrong from the inside. You scroll through your phone. Everyone else seems to have figured it out. Their lives look purposeful, meaningful, free. And you think, maybe if I just change careers, move cities, find the right person, fix this thing about myself that's clearly broken, maybe then you'll finally feel like you're living instead of just getting through. So you search for answers, for meaning, for something outside this familiar prison that will finally set you free, a different life, a better version of yourself, some missing piece that will make it all click. But here's what no one tells you, what Nisargadatta Maharaj spent his life pointing to: the prison you're trying to escape, the person who feels trapped, the world that seems to be happening to you. You created all of it, and you're creating it right now, in this very moment, without realizing it. Nisargadatta asks a question most of us never think to ask. Are you that name? That body? That stream of thoughts? We assume the answer is obvious. Of course I am. I'm this person, with this history, this personality, these problems. I'm the one living this life, feeling trapped in these circumstances. But he says something unsettling. The person is a concept, a bundle of memories and habits. It appears in the mind and is taken to be you. But look closely. What if the person you think you are, the one who wakes up in that room, who feels trapped in that job, who's searching for something better, what if that person isn't what you've taken it to be? A thought, a recurring thought. The thought, I am this name, this body, this history, this collection of memories and future worries. I am the one to whom this life is happening. And from that thought, everything follows. The sense of being trapped, the need to escape, the search for something outside that will finally make you whole. Nisargadatta points to something most of us miss our entire lives. You suffer because you have alienated yourself from reality. The world you live in was not projected into you, but by you. The prison is not out there. It was never imposed on you by circumstances, by other people, by life itself. You built it, thought by thought, identification by identification. The moment you assumed you were a separate person living in a world, the suffering began. And now that person seeks escape from a trap they themselves created and continue to create, moment by moment, without seeing it. Let's look at how this actually works. You're sitting in traffic, late for a meeting, and there's frustration rising. But notice what's really happening. First, there's the thought, I'm going to be late. Then, they're going to think I'm irresponsible. Then, I always do this. Why can't I get it together? Layer after layer of story. But at the center of it all is a single assumption. I am someone to whom this is happening. The person who might be judged. The person who's always late. The person who needs to get it together. That person feels real, solid, obvious. But where is it? Is it in the body, sitting in the car? The body is just sitting there. No story, no problem. Is it in the thoughts? The thoughts come and go, different every moment. So which thought is you? Or you're lying in bed at night, mind racing through tomorrow's conversations, replaying today's mistakes, calculating how to fix things, improve things, control things, and there's exhaustion. The exhaustion of maintaining the story of being someone who needs to figure it all out. Nisargadatta says, all your problems are problems of the mind-body complex, and yet you cling to this body. You are trapped by your own concepts. The trap isn't your job, your relationship, your circumstances. The trap is the belief that you are a person to whom circumstances are happening, a person who can be threatened, a person who can fail, a person who needs something outside themselves to be complete. The prison walls are thoughts, and the prisoner, also a thought. But here's where it gets uncomfortable. If the person is just a concept, if this identity is something you're creating moment by moment, then who have you been all these years? What's been worrying, planning, suffering? Who woke up this morning feeling trapped? You might say, I did. But look at that. Really look. I is a word, a sound, a thought arising. And the moment it arises, it brings with it an entire world of associations. I am this body, these memories, this history. I was born. I will die. I have problems. I need solutions. I am separate from everything and everyone else. But Nisargadatta asks, what remains unchanged? The body changes. Every cell replaced over years. The thoughts change. Never the same twice. The feelings change, rising and falling like waves. The memories change, constantly being rewritten. So, what is this I that supposedly remains the same? He says, the one who says I today is not the same as yesterday. There is no continuous person, only the recurring thought, I am, and then immediately, I am this person. And from that second part comes the entire structure of seeking and suffering, because now there's someone who can be incomplete, someone who can be trapped, someone who needs to find their way out. But the one seeking escape is the very mechanism creating the prison. Every time you think, I need to change my life, you're reinforcing the belief in a separate person living in a separate world. Every time you search for meaning outside, you're deepening the sense of lack inside. This is what Nisargadatta means when he says, you have spent so much energy building a prison for yourself. Now spend just as much in demolishing it. But here's the thing. You can't demolish it from inside it. The person can't free the person, because both the prison and the prisoner are movements of the same imagination. Pause. Right now, there's awareness of these words, and maybe there's a thought. I am understanding this. Watch that thought appear. I am understanding. Where is the I that's understanding? Can you find it before the thought of it arises? Notice if there's a tightness anywhere, in your chest, your throat, your stomach, the subtle contraction of holding together this sense of being someone. Don't try to release it. Just notice it. The effort of maintaining I am this person. Breathe. Nisargadatta offers an investigation. He says, ask yourself, who am I? Am I really this name? Was I really born? Who are my parents? Did they create me? Or did I create them? At first, these questions sound absurd. Of course you were born. Of course your parents are real. But he's asking you to look at the assumption beneath all those facts. The assumption that there is a separate person to whom these facts apply. Right now, there's breathing happening. These words are being heard. Sensations are present. But where is the person experiencing all this? Can you find them? Or is there only experiencing happening, with the thought, I am experiencing this, arising within it? The thought isn't wrong. It arises, like all thoughts. But when you believe it, when you take that thought to be what you are, the entire world of separation springs up. Subject and object, me and everything else, inner and outer, freedom and prison. And here's where it gets uncomfortable. You keep waiting for the moment when you finally understand this deeply enough to stop being trapped. But who's waiting? Who's going to understand? Who's going to stop being trapped? Look closely. That who is the trap, not trapped in something. The trap itself. Every time the thought arises, I need to get free, it creates the sense of someone imprisoned. The thought doesn't describe a prison. It is the prison. The bars are made of the same thing as the prisoner. You keep looking for the walls, but every time you look, there's only the looking and the thought, I am looking for walls. Which wall is that? The looking or the thought about looking? They're the same movement. The prison is the searching for the prison. And once you believe you're a person, everything else follows. The world becomes something happening to you. Life becomes something you're stuck in. Freedom becomes something you need to find. Nisargadatta says it clearly. Life lives itself. The body acts, the mind thinks, but there is no one behind it. Watch this right now. Breathing happens, hearing happens, thinking happens. Where's the one doing any of it? You can't find them because they were never there. Only the thought, I am the one doing this, appearing after the fact, claiming ownership, creating the illusion of a separate entity. The prison dissolves when you see it was never there. The person seeking freedom dissolves when you see they were never real. What's left? The sound of traffic outside, the weight of your body wherever you're sitting right now, breath moving in and out, thought appearing, thought disappearing, all of it happening, none of it happening to someone, the refrigerator humming, light coming through the window, warmth or coolness on your skin, life, functioning, without anyone at the center claiming it. The body continues. It eats, speaks, acts. The thoughts continue. They arise and pass. The world continues. It unfolds moment by moment, but there's no one trapped in it. No person to whom is all happening. No separate self that needs to be free. Nisargadatta says, let the body and mind play their part. You are not the doer. You are the awareness in which life unfolds. The searching doesn't stop, but there's no one doing the searching. The living doesn't stop, but there's no one living the life. Just life, living itself. So here's this question. Who is suffering? Who is seeking? Can you find them? Right now, in your direct experience, this feeling of being trapped. Can you find the one who feels trapped? Or is there only the feeling and the thought, I am trapped, arising with it? The prison and the prisoner are made of the same substance. Thought creating thought. The mind projecting a world and then suffering within its own projection. And when that's seen, really seen, the whole structure collapses. What remains is what's always been here, appearing as everything, belonging to no one. The peace you've been searching for isn't at the end of a path. It's in seeing that there's no one walking. The freedom you've been seeking isn't something you achieve. It's what remains when you stop creating the prison. Nisargadatta's question doesn't go away. Who is suffering? Who is seeking? It stays with you, not as something to answer, but as something that dissolves the one who wants to answer. The prison you've been trying to escape. It was always just the belief that there's someone who needs to escape. And when that's seen, pause. There's nowhere to go, because there was never anyone going. If you want to sit with this further, we're here. We walk these recognitions together, not to arrive somewhere, but to see what was never lost. The peace you've been searching for isn't waiting at the end. It's in seeing that there's no one searching.